like Aethan, I'm conservative, for lack of a better term. I come from a long line of staunch Southern Republicans, and I find my political views evolving into something I don't quite understand. It's easy to be a Republican and have conservative views when you're shielded and live in a comfortable environment. But especially at this job, you're exposed to so many different things in life. You almost become apolitical. You don't know what you think anymore, because you're always trying to be objective and understand both sides, and you can't help but let that influence things that have been ingrained in you or instilled in you for your whole life.
Yeah, you keep on reading, well, the other candidates have conceded Iowa to Harkin. Does that mean they're not going to show up? Does that mean there's not going to be a debate? Does that mean the farmer we're going to go visit is going to feel yet again left out because no one's going to come visit his farm, soliciting him for a photo opportunity or a event? I mean, I don't, as Iowa had been written off, I'd hope that maybe in Iowa the candidates, since it's a conclusion as who it's been given to already, that they would be talking about issues, but are they going to be there? I don't know.
Americans in general are incredibly ill-informed when it comes to what's happening in their own country. This is supposed to be a democracy ruled by the people, and yet it's nothing but an illusion. The average person out there, the farmer we're going to talk to, what effect does he really have on the outcome of anything? And I think the media should be faulted for a failure to address the issues as well as the candidates. That it is almost as though in any election year they take this superficial rhetoric and never go beyond it. They never question.
You guys come out and watch this if you want to. No big deal. Right? Okay, good. Okay.
What do you think of all this?
It's pretty exciting.
Harold's pretty good at this, isn't he?
Better than I do. He has a knack of greeting people and being a quick thinker. And real good to see more of a total picture instead of just one little aspect of trying to solve a problem.
We had a goal to do.
What about the Iowa caucuses? Do you think, are they significant at all anymore? Do people care what people in Iowa feel in the rest of the country? Do they care?
I would definitely hope so. Midwesterners, not only Iowa, but Midwesterners in general, I think have a moral and ethical background that a lot of people around this U.S. of A. appreciate and like. We have a sincerity about us, I think, and we have an honesty about us that we're willing to try to do. And I would hope that a lot of the U.S. pays attention this year. The caucuses they don't have very much flair to them in Iowa news-wise because of Senator Harkin running, and basically all the other Democratic candidates have bowed out of the race here in Iowa. So we haven't had nearly as much press coverage in Iowa as we normally do have.
Very good, sir. Thank you.
I don't know, these are cutaways between the things. Take shots, I guess?
We've just got to get away and get to the real issues of what's going on.
Too much concentration on candidates, not enough on issues, you think?
Well, yes, but some candidate has got to come forward with some insight. I mean, the people that I'm interested in.
Why don't you be walking down here as soon as Brad gets up to the house? In fact, would be really great.
The people that I'm interested in have some kind of a vision. That they had in the Gulf War, for example. And no one has come forward with the kind of a vision and is willing to surround him or herself with people with the same vision to get us out of this mess. And it's not just, you know, on the national level, but it's on state levels as well.
What? I'd like to start off wide and go in on you, because then we'd see the land first, and then we go into you, and you'd be talking about it then. Otherwise, it's kind of... You want me to come down there and shoot Yeah, why don't you... Yeah, right there. Right? Now. Okay. Great. That should be running out of batteries. Don't even have to be moving. All right, you don't want to move? Okay, well, let's make that simplify it.
One. There's no question America has the most efficient 3, 2, 1. There's no question America has the most efficient system. My lips are numb.
Should have worn better shoes.
What does that have to do with his lips?
1. There's no question America has the most efficient system of agriculture in the world, and like many farmers, Trask feels that the country has forgotten where its true wealth lies, in the land. And he also feels it's something that candidates have forgotten.
Basically, I feel I defy all preconceived notions of reporters. I'm perpetually late, really don't like people. So what do? I choose a profession that's nothing but one big deadline and requires constant interaction with people. So what could possibly motivate me to do something like this? It's not something I completely understand, but I guess maybe it's all balanced out by some of the things you get to do, like visit pig farms, which kind of puts life in perspective for me.
Trying to capture that desolation of pre-Caucus Des Moines. It's pretty desolate too. There's a lot more press people here, it seems, than anyone else.
Where are you from?
CBS News.
New York?
New York.
Bet you're happy to be here, huh?
Oh yeah. The story is the lack of one. Yeah.
Yeah, what do you guys plan on talking about here?
So far, there's a lot of waiting, a lot of anticipation of something happening, but there's no candidates here.
Got the tape I need. Make copies of it. It has everything.
Alright, you gonna bring it on the truck?
The video pirate here.
You're gonna bring it on the truck?
Yeah.
Okay. You need a tape to dub it onto, right?
I think Jeff has one.
Alright. Is he gonna take care of that, or should I come
That's
in there?
where I'll be.
You'll be in the truck?
Yeah.
Alright.
Also, trying to get the political analyst for the Register to talk to us about the implications of having no one here. I can't find him though. So
He's not here either, huh?
He's not here either. It's a wasteland. What is this, nuclear fallout or something?
Jeff, what are we doing here?
That's what I've been asking since Tuesday.
Become a reporter and see the world. That's what most people think about what we do, but in reality, you can see the world through a television monitor, videotape.
The other candidates are looking for the fairest advantage possible, and I have no problem with that. But I don't want the disadvantage of limited choice. I would like to know if you would probably advocate a more inclusive kind of debate between the...
I think that if I have a choice between taking my case to the American people or walking away from the debate, because where do you draw the line? There is.
So we're forced to look at what's going on in New Hampshire to get comments about how they feel about the importance of Iowa, or lack of importance of Iowa, in the light of the fact that Harkin is the only person here and it's a shoo-in for him. Tsongas, surprisingly, is emerging as a potential front-runner.
Why?
He's the only one who's really addressing the issues, oddly enough. Most people have been very ambiguous, copping out, saying that, you know, it's too early to be specific, but Tsongas has specifically addressed health care and the economy, the two largest issues facing us right now, and maybe the American people are wising up. They're not going to buy into the rhetoric, and they want some specifics. They want to know what the next potential presidential candidate is going to do for them.
Well, I mean, I can't comment on that. All I can tell you is that I haven't seen any poll that says that there is a Undecided vote.
Notice the sound of all the cameras flashing. It's like the locust sound.
Better. I know it doesn't look like it.
So what are you guys doing?
Hey, we're breaking into the hotel, eh? Okay. Don't tell them. We heard there's a caucus here. We don't know what that is, but we wanted to see one. The hunting caucus. They're very, very wild.
How will this fare for Iowa in the future? In years past, I mean, this is the first stopping point in the selection process, and it's just been passed over this year. Do you think that will have implications down the road, future elections?
I think it might diminish the significance of the caucuses in the future, but they will still be caucuses and they will still be first. And it will again depend on whether Senator Harkin is in the race. I mean, there's a lot of talk that he'll run this time, lose, but run again. Most people get to the presidency that way. And if he's in the race in 1996, then it'll probably be on the Democratic side, there won't be much. But under almost any circumstance, there will be a Republican contest in 1996. The White House will be wide open, and I can tell you that Jack Kemp sends Christmas cards to Iowa Republicans.
Just trying to be efficient, Ethan.
How do you think the story's shaping up?
It's very interesting. I mean, granted, it's not the hotbed of activity it was a few years ago, but it's going to be interesting to see what effect this has on Harkin. I mean, he set this threshold of 60% approval for himself, but even that has implications. It means 40% of the people at home don't trust him, and it could have a backfire effect up in New Hampshire, where all of the action is right now.
We just gotta get this on the air now.
Okay. Well, wait for me. I just want to get this shot for cinematic effect. Okay.
Big is, it's kind of a cool building. It's a cool building. Like not a house like that. Yeah, but it costs a lot to heat.
What time is it?
It's 3:42.
So we got about an hour to edit this thing and feed it.
That's right.
Do TV.
It's the TV thing.
It's a TV thing.
Inform the masses.
There's Jeff! There's Jeff now! Alright, now, let's park right next to him here. Okay.
Very nicely done, Ethan.
Thank you!
This is the glamorous part, right, Brad?
This is the glamorous part. Nothing but the best. We in television lead exciting lives, which ultimately lead to early deaths. The first layover in the presidential selection process has been passed over by all of the candidates but one, Iowa's son, Tom Harkin.
Well, they were invited. They just decided not to go. Why do you think that? Well, evidently they probably didn't think they could do very well.
Well, we'll be going to G-Star 3. That's an inclined orbit satellite, which means that we've got to track the elevation about every 10 or 12 minutes. It was basically a problem with this satellite that it's on an inclined orbit, but more satellites are going to be going on inclined orbit because they can get 60% more life out of them.
Randy, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Great. I actually think we're just about 1 minute away from headline.
Okay.
I'm Jessica.
And I'm Randy Shaver. Next on KARE-TV News, as you just saw, Magic Johnson plays in his 12th All-Star game, even though he hasn't played a minute in the NBA this year.
Also, no one knew this painting in a local church was actually a rare work of art. Cute.
And I'm Brad Woodard in Des Moines, where we'll have a live report on the upcoming Iowa caucuses.
And a photo, beautiful, about 5 minutes away. Hold on, and I'll be with you soon.
5 minutes?
Hello? Hello? Hi. Well, Randy and Joan, there's no hoopla this year because this appears to be a done deal. With Iowa Senator Tom Harkin in the race, all of the other candidates are focusing their efforts on New Hampshire. But even though Harkin will no doubt win, that doesn't necessarily guarantee him a victory.
In the hours before the Iowa caucuses, an eerie calmness has fallen over Des Moines, blanketing the city like a freshly fallen snow. What a difference 4 years can make.
The governor of Massachusetts believes Iowa is the place to begin nominating the next president of the United States.
Look where you got me.
In hindsight, the words appear to have been about as far off target as the Caucus campaign itself, at least as far as this election year.
Great minds think alike.
Gone are the hordes of media following the candidates' every move. The first layover in the presidential selection process has been passed over by all of the candidates but one, Iowa's son, Tom Harkin.
Well, they were invited. They just decided not to go. Why do you think that? Well,
so now it's not a question of whether Harkin will win, but by how much.
The caucuses are very important to Senator Harkin. He can't win anything here. He can lose a lot here.
Harkin aides say the senator needs a 60% margin of support in order for this to be a success. But even then, Randy and Joan, critics will point to the 40% people in his own state that don't believe the senator is fit to be president. Back to you. Well, they're expecting the usual turnout. It's just that, you know, they're only here to vote for one person, basically. It's an open forum, so people are very unlikely to vote against Harkin. So he will get the winning votes, but it's unclear if he will get the 60% he's shooting for. The senator is faced with somewhat of a catch-22 at this point, Randy. He's shown rather poorly in New Hampshire, which has affected his perception here at home in Iowa, and that may affect the results of the caucuses, which will in turn affect New Hampshire when he goes there on February 18th.
So, Ethan, what are the prospects? This is caucus day. This is the reason we came.
This is the big day right now. This is we've, I guess, all been waiting for and practicing for. And we got our piece on the hog farmer. I got to edit that this afternoon, and then we'll go to the caucus this evening, grab some video and hopefully some good sound from some people out of caucus, and get it back and have it on the air at 10 o'clock tonight. This is a big payoff today. This is what we've all been waiting for during this arduous journey. Hardest place to do this, find a place to park. And now we found it. 1 hour on the meter. Let's go. Denying us access. We can't get in. I'll try the door.
Did you pre-register? Oh, okay. I need. You have a letter from your. You got a press badge.
Yeah.
What we need you to do is just put that down in Roxanne. I'll take care of you in
All right.
a bit.
Well, we got our precinct in mind now for tonight. We've got valuable data here for us to disseminate at a later point. Now we'll be in the tabulation center moments from now. You can feel the electricity in the air right now. Or maybe it's just electricity from all these cords. I don't know which one.
Test 1, 2, 3, 4. Check 1, 2.
Can we help you?
Nope, just reporting.
Oh, or who are you with?
KARE-TV.
All right.
Minneapolis, St. Paul.
Okay.
Check. Test. Test. All right.
You came from New York?
Yes, I am from Telemundo, a Spanish-speaking group of television stations. I'm here covering the Iowa caucus. I've been here since Monday. Get me out of here! I want to go back to New York!
What's the lesson to be learned in Iowa this year?
Oh, I learned how to call pigs. Ooh-wee. Yeah, they'll come. Suey. Oh, I'm sorry. I blew it. Take two. Suey. Yep, they'll come over here. Jesus Christ, the farmers are going to kill me if they see me.
We have a lot of pork producers here in Iowa.
I'm not.
And they're very good people.
They're great people, I'm telling you. Just being from New York, you know.
It's a legitimate story. Harkin's workers in the 11th hour or whatever trying to rally people out for the Iowa caucus is obviously very important for him to do well, and if you don't have people, your supporters there at the caucuses, you won't do well. So we're going to actually get some, I think, meaningful video here, hopefully, of people doing that grassroots organizing. If I can ever find the place.
Look for the satellite trucks or the microwave trucks.
Yeah.
If there is something there, chances are something's happening.
Probably what you're looking for, too.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
there's the truck.
There's a truck in somewhere in this area.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
I think a photo opportunity is presenting itself here.
I'm with the station in Minneapolis. How's it going today?
Good. Which one?
The NBC station.
KSTP? WCCO?
Try again.
WCCO, KSTV.
KARE. Ever hear of us?
Oh, yes, I
we
have.
care.
Actually.
Okay.
But I
Obviously, we care more than WCCO because they're not here, are they?
Touché.
Some of the other candidates have played up to the press, like Bill Clinton. I mean, but playing up to the press, I mean, the press is an organization, number one. And I think people forget that. It's not just an objective body, it's an organization that has its own values and has its own code of conduct. And if you know how to work it correctly, you can become successful. And then the press projects onto the American public a certain image of certain candidates according to how they were stroked. I think Tom Harkin is real. And he's not just looking for the good press opportunity or the good photo op, but he has legitimate issues.
The political fervor that once swept the plains of Iowa every 4 years has been replaced with echoes of discontent. There was a time when the opinions of people like Harold Trask had the potential to shape the destiny of our country. Now, many of the people here feel no one is listening, not even the candidates.
It looks like a facade, and a lot of our candidates are using public relations firms instead of really getting down to the real facts of the issues that are at hand, I believe.
The issues, Trask believes, center around the plight facing farmers throughout the Midwest, among the soaring debt and falling prices.
Farmers, agriculture, we're operating on extremely tight margins, basically because of cheap food policy of the United States, if you will. And right now, with what we call our free and fair trade policies, we're not being treated fair and equitably.
I can tell you that there are a lot of Iowans and a lot of farmers who have a lot of anxiety about the economy.
Agriculture is generally an issue in any Midwest election, but with Iowa's native son, Tom Harkin, the only candidate vying for the caucuses, this year appears to be an exception. Whatever the reason, Trask feels that unless the country develops an appreciation for the wealth of the land, the times ahead may be as lean as his pork.
We just can't get it together. And nobody really wants to address the real issues.
Go, go!
Numbers won't be rolling into the convention center here in Des Moines for another couple of hours. Senator Harkin has stated earlier that he needs 60% of the support in order to consider this a victory. Anything less than that would be a loss. Paul, Pat?
Thanks, Brad. You are clear.
I was very satisfied with it. I thought we really captured a different side of the caucus than what we've seen before. We actually got a real person out there talking about real issues and representing a part of this society which I don't think it's on too much anymore. A small businessman and farmer.
It was nice to get away from the political rhetoric. What are we doing now?
Well, we've just busted out on one remote. Now we're setting up for the remote in the main ballroom of the hotel, where Harkin, whoever it is going to give their speech. That's one thing on the technical end. You have no idea what the story is most of the time, and actually you don't really care.
It is estimated that turnout this year was 75% lower than in 1988, and while there was little question Harkin would find the support he needed, the outcome might have been different if the caucuses voted through secret ballot.
Huh?
Cool.
That's it, honey.
Let me tell you what I'm talking about.
There you go,
That was weird. I go in there, and I'll check out the IFB, make sure it works up there. Just walk in the hotel, the guy behind me says, "Which way to the ballroom?" I said, "Oh, right up the steps here." I turn around, and all of a sudden I hear Senator Harkin, was Harkin asking me the question.
All right, Jeff.
So he's up there. And
oh, he is up there now.
Yeah, but he went into a private room.
Footnote to history. Yeah.
It was bizarre.
Senator Harkin is expected to address his supporters in about 15 minutes. I'm Sarah Jarvis. I'll have a live report. The latest one I had was from like about a quarter till, so they're the latest. Around 26% of all the precincts have reported.
80% vote?
Yeah, like 78% for Harkin, 80. And then the next one is Songus at 3.5.
I hope you'll reconsider. Tom needs the support of all the Iowans.
As Senator Tom Harkin took to the road one last time in an effort to garner the support so crucial to his bid, campaign workers did the same by phone. Going into the caucuses, the senator had said anything less than 60% of the support from delegates in his home state would be failure. And given the lack of enthusiasm over the one-man race, he had reason to be concerned.
My name's George Cook, and as temporary chair, I'll call the Precinct 74 caucus to order.
It is estimated that turnout this year was 75% lower than in 1988, and while there was little question Harkin would find the support he needed, the outcome might have been different if the caucuses voted through secret ballot.
Well, Harkin continues to lag behind in the international field, so the question becomes, will this translate into something positive from there?
The latest figures are 46.6%. He's holding at 76.8.
This is Harkin we're waiting for, right?
I hope so. Maybe it's Elvis. I don't know.
Thank you very, very much. We are going to win the nomination.
Give him hell, Tom.
Well, I will, and they deserve it.
Just shook Harkin's hand. What are you going to do now?
That was a pig squeal. We're leaving Iowa. Okay, now, wonder how we get out of here.